So the cognitive stage. People are just starting to get the gist of what you were doing. So as in terms of the bench press, they know they have to lay down as so, and they know that they will be pressing this weight as so. Now, a beginner would typically come in, lay down, and not have a proper setup, which could lead to injury and just improper form in general. And they wouldn't pay attention to the hand placement. So it could possibly offset the weight, whereas one arm is doing more workload than the other. So when I typically see a person, they're flat as a pancake on the bench, like this, and their feet are just all over the place. And as they're doing the rep, they're jumping around and doing whatever. So it could look something like this. But also when they're bench pressing, they don't know the proper breathing techniques, which the only thing that can do that is practice and time that you put into it. And when they're getting set up, it should be something like this. Then I'm going to use the bar, put myself into place, tighten my shoulder blades, have a nice arch, and now I'm all set. So as they practice that, they'll move to the associative stage, which is the refinement of the bench press. So they'll start to work on more of the technique behind it, instead of trying to just throw around as much weight as possible. So they'll start focusing on the setup. They'll get their feet ready, tighten their back. And the best way to do that is using the bar. So they'll go like this, get all coiled up, and so they're gonna try it to the best of their ability, but they might be off on a few things, but they're still in the learning stage. So then they'll come off. Like so. And when they get into this stage, they'll be better at knowing what they're doing wrong. So they'll know if their elbows are outward, how they can work on fixing that. And then we get to the final stage, which is the autonomous stage. So people who are in that stage in terms of the bench press would be people who do it all the time, take it seriously, and they use their whole body in terms of the movement and in terms of the thinking process behind it. So a seasoned vet or just like an overall lifter wouldn't have to think about how to set up because they've been doing it. They wouldn't have to think about breathing. They wouldn't have to think about tightening their back. They wouldn't have to think about keeping their elbows in. They wouldn't have to think about hand placement. And at that stage, they're gonna have little air unless it's due to like muscle injury. So if during the lift they tore a pec, that would be air, but so yeah, that's the 3 stages in terms of the bench press.